In this video, we're going to be walking through how to create and use an assortment. So here I have an assortment on the screen. What is an assortment to start? An assortment is a group of products or a collection of products that you've put together. Maybe these are top sellers, maybe these are the new women's products, the new men's products, etc. But essentially, it's a group of products. Now, this assortment can be made public. This assortment can be shared with both guests or actual B2B buyers, or from an assortment, you can create a digital catalog. So there's a lot of things that you can do here with an assortment. But let's go back to the assortment page and start from the beginning. So I'm going to go here into my assortments and I'm going to start a new one. So you start a new assortment by clicking on this plus button. We're going to call this assortment 2. You go ahead and click enter, and now this is your assortment. If this is the one you want to be working with, you want to make sure that you click the orange star. That way it's the default assortment as you start to add your products to it. So there's no products in here now, so let's return back to the products page where we can begin adding products to the assortment. So instead of clicking on the bag, what you're going to do to add products to the assortment is just go ahead and click on the star. As you can see, the product is added to each assortment. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to add my products to these assortments. I can also use my filters. So for example, if I wanted all of my polos, I could go ahead, click polos, either click enter or apply, and instead of clicking each of them, I could click save all. And now all of my polos will be added to this assortment. Once I feel good about my assortment and all the products I added, I'm going to click into Catalog Assortments and return back to my assortments because that's what I'm working with here. Now I can leave it blank like this if I'm not going to be sharing it with anybody, or I could go ahead and click Set Cover. This is going to set a cover to your assortment. Since this is polos, I'm going to go ahead and put a polo cover here. Now these covers that are available are going to be covers that have been added through the marketing area or the branding area by your management team for you to use here within the cover area. So now I've added my cover. I'm going to go ahead and click in, and now I can see all the products I added to the assortment. Now why might you use this? Number one, you can have guests and buyers create an Excel order form from this assortment. Number two, you could share this assortment. This assortment will be shared then with the email addresses that you add, or buyers can start to either create a wish list. So I could go ahead here, create a new wish list. So I could create a wish list from this assortment, or as a buyer, I could go ahead and start ordering from this assortment. So again, you want to go ahead and create an assortment that you can start adding products to. So you put your plus button, you name it, you go back to the products area, and you add your products. From there, you can add a cover if you want to, and then also you can set your permissions. So here in the permissions area, you can decide who you might want to view this assortment. A public assortment can be shared publicly. This is perfect if you're going to use the embed code or link code into a virtual trade show booth. You can also share those publicly on social media. Anybody would be able to browse those top level, but they wouldn't be able to interact with them unless they log in. A private one is just going to stay there in your assortments. You could also just share by role. So maybe you just want customers to see this assortment, or maybe you want other salespeople to see this assortment. Or you can go down to designated by email. This will just share this assortment with those specific email addresses. So when those users come in, they will be there in the shared area. One last thing about an assortment. So my assortments will always be those that you have created. So even if you have shared those with other people, they will still live under my assortments or your assortments. Now, anything that has been shared with you or made public will be able to be seen here in the shared assortments area. So again, the my assortments are going to be those that you have created, and the shared assortments will be ones that you are sharing with others. One other thing, you can always copy an assortment. So if you wanted to copy an assortment and start there, but maybe add some more technical performance products or add some belts to that one, etc., you can always copy an assortment. Now, if the assortment doesn't have the orange star, so it means it's not the active assortment, from there you can always delete it out to keep your area clean, or you can archive it. So if you don't think you're going to use it for a while, and again, you wanted to keep this area very clean, you could archive an assortment. It would go in this archived area, and that's where you would be able to see your assortments. Of course, always feel free to reach out to success@repspark.com, and we'll be able to answer more questions for you. Thank you.